What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I have some valuable information to share with you guys today about Social Security and about a Social Security increase. So we're going to look at the 3 ways they could fund a raise for Social Security. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, so let me show you the headline first. And the headline reads here, Social Security Solution, where the U.S. could find $20 trillion to pay you in retirement, according to experts. And so this is what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to take a look at the 3 ways that you could provide an increase for Social Security, as well as address the solvency issue. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first way. Here we go. Okay, so the first expert here is Eileen Slatko, and she's a former stockbroker and retirement expert at DSS Financial. And so she mentioned that one of the best solutions right now is to eliminate the wage cap on Social Security taxes. According to Social Security, approximately 6% of American workers earn over the wage cap, but those workers' earnings account for almost 40% of total wages reported in this country. Because we need to shore up the Social Security Trust Fund, it would make economic sense to eliminate the wage cap. And so we've heard a lot about addressing the wage cap or raising the cap. You hear a lot of politicians saying that. And so what they want to do is they want to raise that cap, which is $160,200 right now. Any money that you make over that, you no longer have to pay into the payroll tax. And so what they want to do is they want to raise that. And we've heard different things thrown out there. We've heard raise it for people making $250,000 or more. We've heard raise it for people making $400,000 or more. This is part of President Biden's 4-point plan. And so when it comes to this is something that you have politicians talking about, but it's very risky. Politicians don't want to raise taxes. And so because they don't want to raise taxes, you'll hear some politicians talk about it, but they're not really eager to move forward with any type of a plan like this. Although I think this is an ideal plan, and you've heard Bernie Sanders talk about this plan, the $2,400 raise for Social Security, that's a part of it, raising the cap. You've heard Representative Larson talk about this, the Social Security 2100 Act. Part of that plan is to raise the cap. And so this could be a solution, but it has to get support from the majority of politicians. And right now, it just doesn't have that. So we're going to have to follow it and see where that goes. And then she goes on to say even more here. She also is in favor of tax incentives for those who pay more into Social Security, or those who don't apply for benefits at all. For this 6% of tax earners, there needs to be a tax credit for some amount of money paid into Social Security, Slatko added. Likewise, we need to offer a tax incentive for those Americans who don't want to take Social Security. And so this is another good point here. So providing a tax credit, so let's say you have people who are wealthy and they don't need to take Social Security. It's not going to change their life either way. And so if you provide some type of a tax credit for those people who don't want to take their Social Security, that would mean that that money could go towards the people who really need Social Security. And so this is a strategy that I hope I hear more about. So this tax credit, I think this would be something that you would have some Republicans favor this because, like I said, when it comes to raising taxes, a lot of politicians don't want to raise taxes. But if you talk about tax credits for people who decline taking Social Security benefits, I think that could go somewhere. So we'll have to see where that goes. Now, the next one here, let's go ahead and take a look. And so the next expert here is Andre Desselkamp, co-founder of insurance website Insurancy, believes an increase in taxes may be necessary. Now, we've talked about this before when it comes to raising taxes. Currently, the payroll tax rate for Social Security is 12.4%. Okay, that's split evenly between employers and employees. And he said a gradual increase in the rate could generate substantial revenue over time. However, the specifics of this strategy would need to be carefully calculated to ensure a fair distribution among different income brackets and to avoid undue strain on businesses and individuals. So raising taxes across the board, that's something that you might hear some politicians talk about. Not very many, but you will hear some politicians saying, you know what, let's raise the payroll tax. And you can raise it a very, very small amount. And this is one of the things I think you could actually get the American people to buy into this if you look at where we are right now and where we'll be in 10 years. If we're looking at cuts in 10 years, automatic cuts of about 23% in 10 years, and you're asking the American people today that are working, let them know, look, this is what we're faced up against. This is what we're going to need to do. And you say, we're going to raise your payroll tax 1%. So instead of paying 6.2% and your employer paying 6.2%, you would be paying 7.2% and your employer would be paying 7.2%. I think you can get buy-in because you'll have people understand, I don't want to see a cut when I retire. So in order to protect the program, I would be willing to have my taxes increased for that reason. So I think it's something that could work, but you really have to get the Americans to buy into it and let them know exactly the reason why taxes need to be raised. And we haven't made adjustments to Social Security since 1983. So it's been a long time. So this is one of those things where you can go back to that. Look, we haven't made changes since 1983. Obviously, some changes need to be done. We don't want to raise the full retirement age. We'd rather raise taxes a very small amount, and that would secure Social Security for people years and years to come. Okay, so let's take a look at the third and final strategy. Here we go. Tim Schmidt, founder of IRA Investing, said a more involved solution could help. The establishment of a National Retirement Fund, NRF, could be a novel idea. He said the NRF would be a voluntary, government-backed investment fund to which people could contribute throughout their working lives. Contributions would be tax-deductible, similar to a 401k or an individual retirement account or IRA, motivating participation. The funds would be invested in a diverse portfolio managed by financial professionals with the goal of long-term growth. Schmidt added, as the NRF expands, it will earn significant profits, supplementing Social Security reserves. Individuals might receive regular pensions like payments from the NRF upon retirement, or they could convert a portion of the balance into an annuity to complement their Social Security income. And so this is another good strategy. Now, understand what they're saying here. They're not saying take money from Social Security and invest it. They're saying have a separate fund. It would be voluntary, just like a 401k, where you can invest your money into this NRF. I think it's actually a good plan because it will allow you not only to have still pay into Social Security, so you'll still be paying that 6.2%, your employer would still be paying the 6.2%, and then on top of that, you could have a 401k plan set up, and then you can have this NRF plan set up, and then use this NRF plan when you retire in order to supplement your benefits. So if you're receiving, let's say, your Social Security benefits, it's not enough. Now you're pulling from the NRF fund as well as you're pulling from your 401k or any other retirements that you might have. So I think that's good. I think it will encourage people to invest more when it comes to their retirement. And then another thing, as you move from job to job, it doesn't matter because this NRF is run by the federal government, so you would still be able to pay into that. Where if you have a 401k plan set up with your employer, if you leave that employer and go to another employer, now you're going to have to figure out how to get that 401k money over to your new employer. And so that would pose a problem. And so the first two plans that I talked about, they could provide an increase for people who are currently receiving Social Security. Now, the last plan that I talked about, investing, the NRF, investing your money, that would be a little bit different, and that's not going to automatically provide an increase for people who are currently receiving Social Security. However, people who haven't started receiving Social Security yet, they might see an increase because now you're investing your money, and over time, you could see those benefits come in as you're collecting the NRF fund when you retire. And so I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that these are viable options? Let me know in the comments below. Right now, when it comes to Congress, like I said, when it comes to raising taxes, they're very, very skeptical. They don't want to do that. But in my opinion, it's something that's going to happen. You're not just going to be able to raise the full retirement age up. You're going to have to do some other things. And part of that is you're going to have to raise taxes on people. So we'll have to see where that goes. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.